And to continue the round of success stories, I suggest that we now go to smart and precision agriculture and listen to the presentation of Antonio Jorge, who is the general manager at G&D Brazil. Antonio, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Let me start off by telling you that we believe that our future depends on finding common values and goals through which gains for all stakeholders can be obtained. We think that's the only way forward. And this project was developed with this perspective, and it presents an opportunity for farmers to produce more food sustainably, whilst creating an investment opportunity for the finance sector. This project has the potential to produce 340,000 tons of grain, 55,000 tons of meat, while at the same time saving 40 million tons of CO2 equivalent emissions and 10 trillion cubic meters of water. And this is done at the same time that it creates a 300 million euro investment opportunity with an IRR of more than 15% per year. Now, because we integrated various disciplines, as you can see on the right side, we had a 4-company team led by G&D, that's us, E4 Engenharia, which is a Brazilian-based company focused on renewable energies, Endless, a Swedish-based sustainable investment company, and Area Europa, an Italian consultancy company that helped us in sustainable agriculture and precision farming aspects. Next, please, Bruno. Basically, what we did is we identified the gaps or shortcomings or problems in the market today, and we begin with the left side column at the farm. The farmer today faces a productivity issue. They have ever-increasing operational costs, ever-decreasing yields per hectare. So that's how many tons of grain and meat they get per hectare. Basically, it's because they cannot rotate in a sustainable way that's financially, technically, and environmentally. Their soil is ever more depleted, impoverished. They depend on weather, whether it rains or not. They have high energy costs, and there's a lacking energy matrix throughout South America. On the second column, we see sustainable gaps or problems. The meat and the rice that we eat, our food, meat and rice are the 2 biggest methane emitters of the food we eat. Meat and rice are the 2 biggest freshwater consumers. And there's also a specific issue in Bolivia, Brazil, and Paraguay, which is because of the technical issues that we see, the ever-increasing operational costs and the ever-decreasing yields because of monoculture. The farmers are tempted to deforest new lands so that they can produce with cheaper operational costs and higher initial yields. If we go into the market aspects, shortcomings today, when we speak of sustainable production, sustainable food, there's a chicken and egg argument. What comes first? And the problem we have in South America is we do not have a logistical chain to get that production to the consumer because we do not have enough production. We do not have a scalable, replicable system that we can justify a logistical chain. So it's a chicken and egg argument. In terms of financial issues, in Brazil, for private investors, it's traditionally been a highly regulated, slow place to invest in. There are subsidized loans for irrigation and renewable energies, but they're limited funds, and it's a highly bureaucratic process. And in the same time in Europe, there's a challenge with returns of investments. What I mean by that, investments have low yields. There's also a demographic issue with retirement funds where they're going to invest. And there's also going to be a need to find new ventures because of the corona crisis. So that's the problems. Next, please, Bruno. What our project solves in terms of technical issues, we have a profitable crop rotation that allows for diversification. And that technically is great. We maintain a permanent cover of the soil, which increases and improves the soil health. We stabilize productivity with irrigation, and we add an additional 30%, at least on average, of productivity per hectare. So we produce more food in the same land with this system, in the same plot of land. In terms of sustainability, we cut cattle and rice methane emissions. We also create a productive system in which whatever remaining methane emissions we have, we can offset most of them with biomass generation from other crops, such as soybeans. We also increase the productivity of land. So now the farmer can produce with lower operational costs, high yields, without being tempted to deforest new land. We cut water consumption in rice to half, and in the mid and long term, we reduce chemical use in the farm. In terms of market, we create a scalable, traceable, certifiable system that can create enough volume and create confidence to the consumer in terms of sustainable production. And in terms of finances, we create a green, profitable investment opportunity for foreign investors, and we provide the farmers with a financing tool for his needs. Next, please. So basically, we created an irrigation system that produces more food in less land, minimize environmental footprint. We include solar energy, energy efficiency, and we use ancillary technologies to improve productivity. And we create a market, a logistical market for that sustainable product. And the model we propose is to form, if you look at the bottom there, there's an investor with the money and there's the LCBA partners at the bottom. We create an SPE structure with an investor or an investment group or crowdfunding group, with which, if you go to the left side, we finance through the investor, be it to lease, sale, or rent the equipment. We have various models, and we buy that equipment for the farmer that pays with his production. And at the same time, that SPE, through the LCBA partners, design, construct, and manage these systems. Next, please. Basically, what we have today are two pilot projects. We did one in Rio Grande do Sul with a private company, Corradini Alimentos, really good technical results for rice. We had the same yield as paddy rice with 30% less operational costs. In Uruguay, we're doing one with the National Research Agency for Agriculture, with Embrapa, which is the same for Brazil, the National Research and Innovation Agency. And we are having excellent technical results, financial results, and we were going to have formal publications. We already have one initial one, but by 2021, we'll have conclusions. Next, please. In terms of potential, Brazil has the highest irrigation potential in South America for irrigable land. There's 76 million hectares. If you take away logistical infrastructure problems and natural reserves, that goes down to 11 million hectares. And national government agencies estimate that 3 million hectares will be irrigated by 2030. So there's huge potential. Added to that, there's new laws, such as Law 13,986, that makes foreign investments much more feasible for farmers in Brazil. As an example, now the farmer can put his land as a real guarantee for foreign investors. That wasn't feasible until the 7th of April, 2020. So there's huge potential, and we now have a framework that we can make this opportunity go ahead. Next, please. As a summary, LCBA has allowed the opportunity and space to get this project to the point where it is. The opportunity to identify European partners, complement knowledge, and open our minds, more importantly, to opportunities that if we only worked within Brazil, we wouldn't have, are success for us. We have had shortcomings that we need to work on as a consolidated business plan for the commercial stage. And we are now focusing on elaborating this business plan, attracting investors and investment funds from Europe, and reach the commercial stage. At the same time, the EU has proven to be an important partner for this and our sustainable projects. We're also working with Innowide, with a French company called Aria, to enhance water management. 8P2, a German company for renewable energy, to develop an off-grid solution. And strangely enough, with an EU program, we were able to find a Brazilian partner that we're working in Rio Grande do Sul and Mato Grosso, which is E4 Engenharia. I think I took up a bit more of the time. Sorry I rushed, but there's lots to say, and thank you for the opportunity to speak.